The truth about electric vs gas cars. Electric vehicles, EVs, are emerging as a formidable alternative to conventional gasoline-powered automobiles, and the automotive industry is currently at a critical juncture in its history. The debate between electric and gas vehicles has become more pertinent as the world confronts the challenges of climate change and the necessity of sustainable energy. However, what is the reality of the comparison between electric and gas-powered vehicles? Is it truly the case that electric vehicles are more environmentally friendly, or are there additional expenses that are not widely acknowledged? In terms of cost, efficacy, and convenience, how do they compare? This article will examine 7 critical areas in order to offer a thorough comparison between electric and gas-powered vehicles. 1. The environmental impact. The green promise of electric vehicles. The potential to decrease greenhouse gas emissions is one of the most compelling arguments in favor of electric vehicles. The combustion of fossil fuels is the primary source of energy for gas-powered vehicles, which results in the release of carbon dioxide, CO2, and other pollutants into the atmosphere. Conversely, electric vehicles, EVs, operate on electricity, which can be produced from renewable sources such as hydroelectric, solar, and wind power. Nevertheless, the environmental advantages of electric vehicles are not without their limitations. The production of electric vehicle EV batteries, which are typically composed of lithium, cobalt, and nickel, is energy-intensive and can have substantial environmental consequences, particularly in regions with inadequately regulated mining practices. Furthermore, the electricity that powers electric vehicles, EVs, is not always environmentally friendly. In numerous regions, a significant fraction of the electricity still originates from coal and natural gas. This implies that the precise environmental advantages of operating an electric vehicle, EV, may fluctuate contingent upon the location of one's residence and the method by which electricity is generated. Studies consistently demonstrate that electric vehicles, EVs, generate significantly fewer greenhouse gas emissions than gasoline-powered vehicles over the course of their lifespans. Despite these obstacles, the environmental benefits of electric vehicles, EVs, are expected to become increasingly apparent as the energy grid continues to transition to renewable sources. 2. Cost of ownership. Long-term savings versus upfront costs. It is imperative to examine the cost of ownership in addition to the initial purchase price when evaluating the burden of vehicle ownership. In comparison to electric vehicles, gas-powered vehicles typically have a reduced initial cost, which makes them more accessible to a wider variety of consumers. Nevertheless, the long-term savings that can be derived from the ownership of an electric vehicle, EV, are substantial. EVs have fewer moving parts, which results in reduced maintenance costs, and electricity is generally more cost-effective than gasoline on a per-mile basis. For instance, electric vehicles, EVs, do not necessitate oil changes, and their brake systems are more durable as a result of regenerative braking technology. These savings can compensate for the increased initial cost of purchasing an electric vehicle over the course of its lifecycle. In addition to reduced operating expenses, numerous governments provide incentives for electric vehicle purchasers, including rebates, tax credits, and access to carpool lanes. These incentives have the potential to further reduce the overall cost of ownership, thereby increasing the financial accessibility of EVs. 3. The influence of electric vehicles on performance and driving experience. EVs provide a driving experience that is often preferred by devotees over that of gas-powered vehicles in terms of performance. Electric motors generate torque instantly, which leads to a more rapid acceleration and a quieter, more comfortable ride. EVs are capable of surpassing numerous conventional vehicles in terms of responsiveness and velocity as a result of this instantaneous power delivery. In contrast, gas-powered vehicles are dependent on internal combustion engines, which require a period of time to develop power. Although many high-performance gas cars continue to dominate in terms of endurance and top speed, the gap between electric vehicles, EVs, and gas vehicles is swiftly narrowing as electric technology advances. In addition, electric vehicles are frequently equipped with sophisticated technological features such as regenerative braking, which captures the energy that is typically lost during deceleration and utilizes it to recharge the battery. This not only enhances the overall driving experience, but also improves efficiency. 4. The convenience factor, range and refueling. Range anxiety is one of the most significant concerns for potential electric vehicle purchasers, which is the apprehension that an electric vehicle will exhaust its charge prior to reaching its destination. The widespread network of refueling stations and the ability to quickly fill up and continue on a journey are a clear advantage for gasoline vehicles in this area. Conversely, electric vehicles, EVs, have a more restricted range, typically ranging from 150 to 300 miles on a complete charge, contingent upon the model. This range is adequate for the majority of daily transportation requirements. However, long-distance travel may prove to be more difficult. Although the charging infrastructure is expanding at a rapid pace, it continues to fall short of the convenience provided by fueling stations. Furthermore, the duration of time required to charge an electric vehicle EV can vary from 30 minutes to several hours, contingent upon the battery size and charger type. Nevertheless, a significant number of electric vehicle EV owners charge their vehicles at home, frequently overnight, thereby eliminating the necessity for frequent journeys to a refueling station. For individuals who predominantly utilize their vehicles for local travel and commuting, the convenience of home charging may far outweigh the constraints of range and refueling time. 5. Maintenance and reliability. Reduced moving parts, fewer issues. The simplicity of electric vehicles is one of their primary benefits. Electric vehicles have significantly fewer moving parts than gas-powered vehicles, which could result in increased reliability and reduced maintenance requirements. For instance, electric vehicles EVs lack engines, exhaust systems, and transmissions, which are costly to repair or replace in gas-powered vehicles. In general, EVs necessitate less frequent servicing due to their simplicity. The regenerative braking system minimizes brake pad wear and oil adjustments are unnecessary. Furthermore, the electric motor itself contains fewer components that are susceptible to failure, which results in a reduced number of mechanical issues over time. However, the intricate internal combustion engines of gas-powered vehicles necessitate consistent maintenance to ensure their optimal operation. This encompasses the replacement of spark plugs, oil changes, and the restoration of the exhaust system. Although gas cars have been the industry standard for more than a century, and have demonstrated their dependability with appropriate maintenance, the ongoing maintenance requirements can be more onerous than those of electric vehicles EVs. 6. Resale value, market trends, and depreciation. The used electric vehicle market is still in the process of evolving, and resale value is a critical factor for car purchasers. Historically, electric vehicles EVs have experienced a greater rate of depreciation than their gasoline-powered counterparts, which is partially attributable to concerns regarding battery life and technological obsolescence. Older models may experience a more rapid decline in value as newer, more sophisticated EV models are introduced. Nevertheless, this trajectory is beginning to shift. Resale values are stabilizing as the market for used electric vehicles expands and battery technology advances. Furthermore, the appeal of used electric vehicles EVs is being enhanced by the growing consensus among consumers regarding sustainable transportation and government incentives. Historically, gas-powered automobiles have maintained their value more effectively, particularly those that are highly regarded for their reliability. Nevertheless, the long-term resale value of gas vehicles may decrease as the world transitions to electric mobility, particularly as emissions regulations become more stringent and public sentiment continues to favor greener alternatives. 7. The future outlook. What is our destination? The automotive industry's future is electric. However, the transition will require time. Gas-powered vehicles are expected to continue to dominate for the foreseeable future, particularly in regions with inadequate recharge infrastructure or low fossil fuel prices. Nevertheless, the momentum behind electric vehicles is undeniable. Automakers are investing significantly in electric technology, and governments worldwide are setting ambitious targets for EV adoption. Advancements in battery technology enhance production efficiency, and the expansion of charging networks will continue to make electric vehicles EVs more accessible and practical for a wider variety of consumers. In the years ahead, we can anticipate a broader selection of electric vehicle models that will be available to meet the diverse requirements and preferences of consumers. The range of electric vehicles will continue to expand, from high-performance sports cars to compact city automobiles. The distinctions between electric and petroleum cars will become increasingly blurred as the industry evolves, with EVs becoming the norm rather than the exception. Summary: selecting the correct option. The decision between a gas-powered car and an electric vehicle is ultimately contingent upon the individual's circumstances and priorities. EVs are an appealing alternative for environmentally conscious consumers due to their potential for renewable energy use and reduced emissions. EVs may also be appealing to individuals who are seeking long-term savings, as they have reduced fuel and maintenance costs. Nevertheless, gas-powered vehicles have the potential to be a more suitable option for certain drivers, particularly in regions with limited charging infrastructure due to their reduced upfront costs, refueling convenience, and range. It is imperative for consumers to remain informed about the most recent advancements in both electric and petroleum vehicles as the automotive landscape continues to evolve. Drivers can make decisions that are consistent with their values, requirements, and lifestyles by comprehending the strengths and constraints of each. The truth regarding electric and gas cars is not a straightforward, universally applicable response. Rather, it is a nuanced comparison that reflects the swiftly evolving and diverse transportation landscape. Let us know in the comments what you think about the truth about electric vs gas cars. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating content on our YouTube channel.